everybody, welcome to the Basic Stitch Knitting Podcast, episode 18. I am Celine, your host, coming to you from Hong Kong. This is, as the name suggests, a podcast about knitting, and I don't do other craft yet, although this year I really want to expand my craft, especially, a little bit of sewing, a little bit of, other, maybe even like non-yarny, what do you call it? The word for fabric, maybe none of those. Maybe just, draw more regularly, even though I don't really draw really that well. And then maybe I can learn how to make pottery as well. I don't know. I always feel like at the beginning of every year, I always feel like I want to do more things creatively, artistically, because I feel like that is a part that I abandoned as I grow up, because I had to study really hard. And now that I don't have to study, I kind of want to reclaim the creative self back. Yeah. So happy 2018. I hope this is going to be a really good year for all of us. Last year wasn't bad, to be honest. I don't think last year was bad, but I just always wish, a better year for all of us. Christmas, I actually went to Thailand, Phuket, with my boyfriend, and then we went to the islands around Phuket, and that was, like, I talked about it a little bit before, that I wasn't a sun and the beach and the sea kind of, like, sand kind of person, but I actually managed to enjoy it quite a bit, because basically what you did when you're on the beach is basically what you do on the beach is what you usually do at home, right? Supposedly. I read and I kind of knit. I didn't really knit on the beach because it's sandy. No matter how careful you are, the sand just go everywhere. So I brought the Kindle that I borrowed from my brother. I don't have a Kindle, but I am thinking about getting one, because first of all, it's not that expensive, and second of all, it's a life changer. Like, I always wonder, like, how can people read and knit at the same time? The answer is Kindle. I think the only thing that is, stopping you from reading and knitting at the same time is that you have to hold your book. I don't know, it's like a revelation to me. I don't know why. I don't know. So, yeah, I enjoyed the trip, and I might include some of the clips that I took when I was in Thailand. I was thinking about doing a little bit of Vlogmas, but I didn't do it because it just wasn't feasible. Because I could record every day, but I don't really have, software or anything to edit the video, so didn't do it. Okay, so some admin stuff to start with. Last episode I did a winner announcement for this bag from Roseabylily, and unfortunately the winner actually didn't come forward, so I don't really have the address to send this bag to. So I decided to draw another winner, and the winner will be written here, and if this is you, please come forward to, to let me know your address and information so that I can send this out to you ASAP. Yeah, this count with this. Really, really good bag. So, yes, I can totally contact the winner last time and, say, hey, you want it, so can you give me your address? But at the same time, I feel like what I said, this one, like, my giveaway is mainly for my supporter over this podcast. I feel a little bit sorry, but at the same time, it's like, the goal of the giveaway is to share with you, like, a bag that I really like, and also to say a thank you to my subscriber, right? So if you don't really watch it, because I don't know, it's more than a month, since I last uploaded, so that's ample time to actually kind of, saw the announcement, and I wrote winner announcement there, so if that person doesn't really watch at all, I guess it's fair to give it to another person who actually watch it. So if this is your name, please come forward to tell me your information. You can DM me or on Ravelry or on Instagram, or just let me know. But don't give me your address down below under the comment section, because it's unsafe for you. So yes, congratulations. And my second, not exactly giveaway, but like a winner announcement for the basic stitch color work color cal that has just ended at the end of 2017 or at the beginning of 2018. I forgot my sentence. What I was trying to say is I have drawn a winner from that cal, from the AFO thread, and the winner, I'm going to write your name here as well because I'm not sure how to read it. I will say it's Peppo de Bois. Peppo de Bois, but you are Claire on Instagram. I mean, you're Claire in real life. So your prize is, I'm not sure which one, because I actually want to give like Sakia by Cotton Knits, and the colorway for this one is Sphene, and this one, the pink one, is Amélie. And they were both 75% fine superwash merino wool and 25% nylon. It feels really fine and thin. I'm not sure if I will ever use it for socks, but it's like really soft. Or this one, Countess Ablaze. It's better if you don't OOAK the English Gentleman, with 75% blue face Leicester and 25% Massam wool DK weight. So you are given a choice because I can't decide. So I'm thinking you can choose one, like either this one, like two, this one, or this one. Congratulations, Claire, and thank you for all of you participating in the cal. I really enjoy looking at your beautiful whips and AFOs, because some of you guys actually aren't the biggest fan for color works, but still you participate, and I'm really grateful, and I hope you had fun. I was getting a lot of inspiration from your FO, and I feel like, there's something that I really want to knit. Like, say for example, Claire knit Sizzle Pop brioche scarf, and I really, not scarf, what do you call it? Shawl. And I really want to knit that. I've never done brioche. I feel like, I'm not sure if 2018 is the time for it, but I've bought the pattern. And I really also like the objects, finished objects by Miralisa. Miralisa has the most beautiful feet on earth. Like, if you go to her Instagram, Miralisa, and she looks so cute as well. And it's so inspiring to see all her color work, like pattern, probably Japanese patterns. Miralisa, I'm not sure where you got those patterns. Can you tell me where you usually buy those Japanese patterns? Do you go online and buy the book itself, or you just happen to have access to it? I mean, now that you're in Japan, I guess you probably have a lot of access to Japanese patterns, but before that, how do you get those? Because a lot of Japanese patterns that I saw that it's really pretty on Ravelry, they're not downloadable or buyable, purchasable on Ravelry. So can you let me know, please? Congratulations to all of you for finishing your color work, stranded knitting, and those are really pretty. So thank you for participating in my first ever cal, and I have some ideas for cal in this coming year. I'm not the best, it's evidenced that I'm not the best in holding a cal, because I almost don't talk about the cal at all during the episodes. I was just talking about other things, but I have been participating myself, as in I've been knitting quite a lot of like color work stuff. But I do have some ideas, and I promise this year I'm going to do it better if I actually host. So today I'm wearing this, my Marius sweater that I showed you last episode, and it really grows on me. I basically have to fish compliments everywhere, as in I wear this to work because I feel like it's actually appropriate if you're just wearing something formal like a, you know, a dress, a skirt underneath. And sometimes it's more of a, like, I don't care because it's winter now and we don't really have a very long winter, and it's recently in Hong Kong it's been really cold. You know, 10 degrees Celsius, 11 degrees Celsius, and sometimes 9. That is pretty cold in Hong Kong, and it's like wet. So I want to make sure I get the most out of my knit sweater, especially this one, because this is the freshest and I'm having the most love for it. I mean, at the beginning, do you remember, like, I feel like it's a bit weird, or, you know, but after blocking it, I think it actually improves, and I actually wear it like this, with the cuff folded. And to be honest, I've sewn in all the ends except this one, like sewn in, woven in, except this one. But it's okay, I will just hide it in. And basically, I'm going to tell you how the conversation usually goes, because I did the same thing to everybody. I would go up to somebody, if it's not too awkward, like there is an opportunity for us to talk. I'll be like, what do you think about this sweater? And they'll say, oh, it looks great. And I said, I knit it. And they will be like, oh, what? You know, because people don't really knit a lot in Hong Kong, and I don't think I've seen anybody with hand knit sweaters. Like, if you're from my mom's generation, like in Hong Kong, maybe, but my mom doesn't knit, and so I guess it's more like a grandma generation in Hong Kong, really, that you might actually see some hand knit. But like what I said, Hong Kong people are very practical. I said this many episodes ago, that Hong Kong people are very practical. So if it's cheaper or more economical or just more convenient to buy a cardigan or a sweater, why knit it yourself, right? So they're usually very surprised that I knit it, and I would be like, yeah, look at that, like this that I just tucked in. This is actually an evidence that yes, I actually knit it. And they will be like, oh, so beautiful. You know, that's how vain I am. And I'm really liking it. Like, after blocking, it looks better, and I really like how, cause I usually will wear a coat outside. Sometimes a wool coat or sometimes a parka. And when it's really cold, you kind of want to zip up, but even if you zip up or like button up your coat, you can still see this part of the details, and it's like really incredible. It just makes me feel like I want to knit more yoke sweater with cardigan, because it's the easiest part to show. And yeah. Do you guys do that? Do you guys do the same thing? Like when you're wearing your hand knit, do you go about and fish for compliments, or am I just being really shameless? I have also posted a photo of this, of me wearing my first FO. I'm going to show you later. And people have been saying, you know, like really good things about my sweater as well, so thank you very much. And something about this, like I've been wearing it for a few days, and this sweater is holding up really well. I'm not sure if it's focusing, because sometimes I don't know. Yeah, it's holding up really well, in the sense that yesterday I went to Uniqlo and I was trying on some jackets and coats, and you know, like I was wearing this one, which is actually not fair because it's kind of thick, so I'm not sure, but whatever. I was wearing this one, and I was trying on the jacket and taking off, trying on, taking off, and there is no peeling. Like, no peeling at all. Really? I mean, you can see a little bit of, can you? A little bit of fuzz here. But it's like the normalist thing, okay? I just made up the word, normalist thing in the world. You know, because when people say pilling, usually it means there's like balls of yarn there, and there's none. There's just none after lots of like taking off and wearing things. There's none. Unbelievable, because this is Lima. Yeah, this is Lima. Lima is the DK version of Nepal, and my Nepal kinda pilled. My Nepal sweater, flax sweater, kind of pilled maybe after a week of wearing. But this Lima, like alpaca and wool from Drops, it doesn't really pill that much yet. It's amazing because, you know, it's a really cheap yarn. And by the way, Lima, you know, it's DK weight, but it's actually not. You know, it's more like worsted weight, and Nepal is more like Aran weight. Okay. So, I don't know what you guys do, because, like, this is the first time I ever put in, like, short rows shaping. I know I've been, like, showing you this sweater for many times, because I'm a slow knitter, but this is, I'm talking about, like, my feeling about wearing it, you know, not knitting, like, actually wearing it. So I hope this is not boring you. Like, this is not too repetitive. So, when I did my short row shaping, I basically have add like few rows at the back, and then come to the front maybe here, and then go to the back, and come to the front, go to the back, come to the front. I don't know whether it's going in more inward or like outward. I don't remember, but so, but that is very, very not obvious when I pick up my sweater to wear. I mean, here it kind of still rides up. Even though I've done, like, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 or even 5 rows of short row shaping, which is a lot when, you know, considering that this is kind of a worsted weight yarn. Because I'm not sure if I can show you. Like, this part kind of still rides up compared to the back. And that is, you know, and that makes me feel like the first 2 or 3 times when I was wearing it, or maybe just first time, I was like, maybe I'm wearing it like having the back as my front and my front as the back. I don't know. But actually I checked. The way I checked it every time now is that I would see like, alright, this is thick, and I'll see whether this part, the stitches, is thin. If this is thin, then this is the front, and if it's like, you know, kind of thicker, slightly thicker, is the back. That's how I judge it. Do you have any way of telling yourself, you know, which side is the front or which side is the back? I mean, I've accepted that even after a few short rows, it's still riding up a little bit, but I guess if I didn't do the short rows, it will be way worse. Can I say that? Anyway, so, that's it, and, really liking my Marius sweater. Have you knit your Marius sweater? Oh my god, I forgot to actually enter this photo. I haven't taken a proper photo of me wearing this. Like, so proper that I can actually put the photo into the FO thread of Skein Deer Knits Marius Cal forum post. I should do it today. I don't want to miss another Cal deadline just because I forget about it. Moving on to my first FO finished object of the episode. My Pioneer gloves, and it is completely damp. It's so wet now. Like, I can probably squeeze a little bit of water out of this. And of course, I told myself I'm only going to weave in the ends after you know, I block the ends. And I'm not actually really blocking it. I just soak it in water and just put it somewhere else. Didn't mean to actually block it because I have nothing to block it out with. So, yeah. I've been wearing this maybe a couple of times because, you know, when I'm working, I usually type things and my fingers got really cold, so I wear this. And the way I wear it was I put these in, I tuck them all in and just wear it just like that. So this is knitted out of West Yorkshire Spinner. Do I have the, I think, yeah. West Yorkshire Spinner's signature 4-ply with 35% blue-faced Leicester. And the colorway is called Blue Tit. 75% wool and 25% nylon, and within the 25% wool, 35% is blue-faced Leicester. I showed this to you guys way back in some, you know, back episodes, that I actually buy this colorway because I love Bakery Bears podcast, and you know, we kind of have a bit of laugh over the name of the colorway, which is Blue Tit. Like, is it Blue Tit? Yeah. I'm thinking whether it's like with an S at the end of tit. Anyway, it's a bird. Okay? So it's definitely looking weird. You're like, what is this? Is it like a tree with a branch or whatever? Nope. I can actually try to wear it, but I need to understand which part is the front and which part is the back, like this. Alright. It is very wet. I don't really want to wear it because wearing, you know, it will make my hand feel really cold, but I do it for you. Maybe this is like a little bit of blocking as well. I wouldn't do it if this is anything else, you know, like stretching it when it's still wet, but this is just a mitt and it's really quick. Except I made a lot of mistakes and having to go back all the time. It's really frustrating because when you're seeing your friends all making real progress with their sweaters and stuff, and then you're like stuck on this really tiny little project, ripping back and stuff. Okay. It's actually not bad. So, I don't really have the skein of yarn with me, but I still got a whole skein of it. Of West Yorkshire Spinners 4-ply, and I'm going to knit that into a hat maybe. Oh, it smells so nice because it's my shampoo. Oh yeah, the pattern. So the pattern is called Pioneer Gloves, as I mentioned just now, and it is designed by McClure, and I have really been up pattern with me. It's a free pattern online, and McClure, if you don't know, she is the one who designed the socket hat as well, I think. Okay. Yeah, like really basic hat pattern. So this is it. And this, it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, and it is definitely battered because I brought this to Thailand and I knit it when I was in Thailand. Maybe I shall wear the next one because now that it's on my hand, it doesn't really feel that cold. It's warming it up. And I feel like maybe I should like block it, you know, during the podcast, recording of the podcast, like real blocking with real fingers. You know what? I don't really block things, really. I don't really actually block this because what I did was just soak it in the water for like overnight because it's so thick, and I just lay it out, you know, rolled it over a towel, dry it kind of, and then just put it there for days, didn't do anything, no pin, no nothing. I block it by wearing. I block things by wearing things. A lot of things that I wear, I don't really block it. I've never blocked it. So anyway, this is how they look, and I'm going to be a little bit scattered because, you know, lack of practice, but this is a free pattern, so it asks for, it has like 3 different sizes. So I was doing 45 stitches, which is 5 stitches smaller than the smallest size, because I figure out that 55 is like probably 10 stitches more than what is necessary for my wrist, and for here as well. Like, as you can see, I can still move pretty well, so if you have a smaller hand or just smaller wrist, and you know, like 45 is good enough, I think. But to be honest, this doesn't really keep me really warm. I guess it's because it's like 3 by 2 ribbing, and when I kind of wear it, it's airy. It's kind of holy. Is it because I decreased by 5 stitches, and that when I wear it, I stretch it out, and that's why it's so holy? I'm not sure. And also, I wish I knit a little bit longer, but you know, I have been, you know, like fighting with this for a while unnecessarily, and just wanted to end it ASAP, so I didn't do like till here. But this part is really cold, you know. So this is not the warmest pair. You know, I'm going to knit myself another pair, like something else maybe. Don't know. I mean, this is a good knit. It's also a very easy pattern to showcase your yarn, especially when you're using like a self-striping, self-patterning yarn. But I want to try some other patterns, and I will make sure I'm not lazy and I will knit a little bit longer. So this is my first finished object, and the second finished object is called Turban. I don't know why it has a D at the end of Turban, but it's Turban D. Turban by Amélie Bernier. Amélie Bernier. Why am I so pale now in the light? Okay, so this is a turban, a headband, and I've been looking for a really, really simple headband. I want a knit headband, even though I've never worn it. So, this one actually asked for Aran weight yarn and 6mm needles. But I think I wasn't doing 6mm needle. I was doing 5. I was doing 5mm needles. So it doesn't matter because I didn't actually want it to be very thick to start with. If you're doing 6, it might be like really thick, as in here, but like 6mm needles. But I don't really want it to be that big, and I don't want to really changes the stitch count. So what I did was I changed it to 5mm needles and just count the length, you know, it doesn't really matter. So this is my turban. I knit it out of Drops Alaska, and I use a whole skein of it. You know, I have a little bit left, like maybe like this left for sewing this part together. Yeah, this is like the really, really good stash buster project because it literally requires 1 skein of Drops Alaska. So if you have like a 1 skein of Aran weight, worsted weight, I think this is the project for it. So this is how it looks, and it looks way more complicated than how it actually is knit up. So there is like this part here. So what you did is basically you cast on and you knit till like here, and then you split the stitches, like hold half of the stitches, and then you knit this part until maybe here, and then you go back here to knit this part till the same, approximately the same length, and you twist them, you know, just bring one flap over the other and then stack them together and knit them together again until here, and it is some sewing here. I mean, it looks pretty obvious that I've done some, ew, it looks pretty, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take this off. It's annoying me. And you, probably. Oops. The sewing stitches are still very, very visible, but I think I've done a great job. Like, I'm not good with needles, and like, I'm not good with sewing things, but at least it's kind of tidy, right? Except, I don't know what happened here. I never know. But it looks kind of tidy, and the inside is like this. I think I did blanket stitch with this. So, I mean, it's not the easiest to wear because I've never worn headband, let alone like turban-ish headbands. So, I'm not sure and they kind of have like a very, very high, you know, requirement standard for the condition of your hair that day. I don't know. Okay. How to wear it without looking like you're super hippies. Maybe you just can't. Alright. So this is how I look with my glasses and everything on. Yep. And I think you can put like something here, like a brooch there. Is it called brooch? I think so. Yeah, this is a turban, and it's another free pattern. I think it's like good for keeping your ears warm if you don't want to wear like a beanie at home. I don't think I will ever wear this out of my home, actually. It's just not my style. And then my third finished object is a toy. Oh, actually I showed you last time in my whip, and this is the toy. And I told you last time that, you know, I was having a problem of it not really sitting or standing still, because this part, for some reason, instead of being flat like this, it's just like, oops. I'm pretty sure it has to do with the stuffing that I did, or maybe you should put something like, because Susan B. Anderson, like, the pattern is called 3 French Hens, by Susan B. Anderson, and it's a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. It says you kind of put some, I don't know, poly palette stuffing beads, and maybe the poly palette stuffing beads, you know, at the bottom are the things that keep it flat. I don't know. So this is my first, and probably, you know, I'll probably knit more of this French hen. The tail, I'm doing quite a lousy job here. No blocking whatsoever throughout. Beak. Boop, boop. Eye is actually a closing eye, but, you know, just very untidy stitches, untidy V stitch. But, you know, it's a sleeping hen. So, I knit the white part and the beak using Cascade 220 fingering. Like, this is the yellow part. I used it on my Belgrade hat before. This is the leftover. Just a little bit of it. And then the green and the pink, I used Briar Patch 4-ply colorway, like color yarn. Don't have any ball band with me. So this is it. It's pretty cute, right? I don't think there's like enough stuffing here, like here. It's really hard. I don't know how to make sure I have enough stuffing there. Like at one point I actually had enough stuffing there, but I don't remember what I did. Maybe I was like squishing it, maybe I was like pulling a thread or whatever. I kind of pulled some of the fiber down there, like the filling down there, so it's like kind of not filled up, but it's okay. It's okay. And it will go to my boyfriend's mom, because she has some chickens, some hens, and she loves her hens. So yes, I'm going to knit more. I just feel like I'm going to knit one for my mom, I'm going to knit one for my aunt, like, you know, all the mother figures. So yes. The kid yesterday, well, I really didn't like it when they were like being not very gentle with my knit, but one of the kids actually said something that made me feel like, that is so smart. So what he did was, he was probably putting the hen on like a skein of yarn, or like this, and he said, this is the egg that the hen laid. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense because it's so big. You know, that's all I thought. I was thinking about the form. You know, the egg has to be small, and like, I don't think this can be the egg by this hen, right? But what he was saying is, you know, like, this hen laid this egg, and this egg can be used to make another hen, because an egg will grow up to be, an egg will grow up, you know, the chicks from the egg will grow up to be another chicken. And I was like, you know, sometimes I really don't know how mind of kids work, because sometimes I'm not sure if it's genius or it's just that our brain just don't think in the same way anymore due to education, due to whatever. I was paying attention to the form, but he was paying attention to like the actual nature of the object, and I was like, you know, mind blown. Oh my god. So that's my last FO for this episode, and I have one whip so far. Actually, I have lots of whip, but they are kind of UFO, like unfinished object right now. And I'm not going to talk about them. I'm not going to shame me over this video, like this podcast. I'm just going to go and talk about my only whip. But it's a big whip, you know. My only whip right now. Oh no, I can't really hear myself properly. I feel like I have been on a plane and I need to swallow in order to hear myself because of this turban. That's a very weird observation, I admit. So, this is my whip, and as you can see, I'm not sure how it will turn out to be in the real video, but right now in the viewfinder, why do I always say screen finder? The green is looking slightly lighter than what it actually looks like. It's like a deep forest green with a pink. So the deep forest green, I'm not sure if you can see, is super holy right now, especially the ribbing part. I'm just hoping that, you know, after blocking it, it will bloom. And my friend Joe actually told me, like, it's better that I block it first so that I'm not, you know, surprised by how it doesn't live up to my expectation afterwards. But I don't know, it's actually a very addictive knit, and I just want to keep on knitting it until just now, because this morning I basically knit a full round until I realized, hey, you know, I should be knitting my 10th row, not my 11th row. So I had to, what's the word? K-N-I-T. T-I-N-K. Think back. I haven't used that word for so long. I haven't been talking about my knitting for so long that I actually don't remember the word. Like, think back all the way. Which is fine. No. So, this is, I'm pretty sure you know already, because this has been like the most famous project last year. One of the most. So, it is a Zweig pattern. It's a Zweig sweater by Caitlin Hunter, aka Boylan Knitworks. And the green part, I'm using Holst Garn Super Soft, and the colorway is called Moreland. And the pink part is, I've shown you before, this is an indie dyed yarn by Tammy Wee Colors that I bought when she was doing a discount, I think, and it doesn't have a colorway, so it's a sock base for ply. And what was I? Oh yeah, I used a little bit of this on my Lilu hat before, so you've seen it. Anyway, it's just a pink color, you know, a tonal pink with some brown that is like, yeah, definitely more brown than mauve. Okay, so I am on, like what I said, supposedly the 10th row of the lace pattern. And, oh yeah, it looks a little bit funky here because there's some short row shaping happening. So, so far, what I feel about Caitlin Hunter pattern is that I've knit her Lilu hat before, right? And only Lulu hat? Yeah, I think I only knit her Lulu hat before. And I had the same feeling about her pattern, and that is like her pattern usually have a very short row repeat. Short row repeat. Like short repeat. You know, the number of stitches between two stitch markers are usually quite short and very very memorable. So it's really, really addictive and fun knit. I just don't know how I couldn't make a mistake, but it's the same with the Lulu hat. Like, nothing much to actually memorize. So, yeah, I would say that is because she has put in all the thought to her design. It's not random things. She doesn't do whatever she wants. She keep her knitters in mind. Okay, but so far I've never really heard of this problem. After finishing the short rows, I feel like there isn't really enough instructions in the pattern how you finish the short rows. Cause you know, you do short rows on the knit side and on the purl side, and it just basically asks you to knit around after the short row. Basically knit the, you know, I don't know how you can pick up the wrap stitch, which is done on the purl side. Like how to pick up a wrap stitch on the right side when it was done on the wrong side. I don't know how to do it, because when I try to just, you know, pick up or just knit through it, I couldn't find a tutorial how to do that, and when I just knit through it, it leaves a hole. So I just had to went back to, you know, to pick up the wrap stitch on the wrong side first, and then go back. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, that's my Zweig sweater, and I'm so happy that I actually managed to cast it on. Like, I didn't even think, I just cast it on. So I've just removed this, and I hope my hair is okay. If you're on Instagram, you probably will see some knitters or makers having this like Maker's 9 thingy. Like, they have a 9 grid of pictures showing the thing they want to do in 2017. And I actually give it a thought, but I probably want to do way more than 9 projects, desirably. So I decided it's not going to do it for me, and I discovered that there's this new function, like new tab on Ravelry, which is called Challenge, and you can probably just put like projects in your queue and set the deadline to 2018 according to the instructions that I read, and then it will go to the challenge tab, like, you know, count how many projects you've been doing in this year. To be honest, I don't know how it works yet, because like I put something on my queue and I put the deadline as 2018, but for some reason it just doesn't you know, appear in my challenge tab. So if you know how that exactly works, please leave a comment and let me know how it works. But my effort to kick off the year of 2018 to make sure I actually knit something and not just think about it and just buy the pattern and just leave it there forever and ever and feel like I don't have to yarn for it or whatever. What I did is, it's not gonna be like very sophisticated. So what I did was, I'm going to get some Ziploc bag. You can get some really good ones and cheap ones from IKEA. This is just a random one that I found because it's, I don't know, maybe I bought some yarn and it came with this Ziploc bag and I don't want to throw it away. So what I did is, I say for example I want to knit a Zweig sweater. I will put the pattern, printed pattern in here, or if I didn't have the printed pattern with me at that time, I put a post-it saying like Zweig sweater with the size of the needle, and I just stick it there. And so I told you it's not gonna be very sophisticated. And then I think about the yarn, and I put 3 skein of this, but I only have 1 skein with me now because I actually brought this home yesterday. I left the other 2 skeins of yarn in my boyfriend's place, so 1 skein of this, and like 3 skein of that supposedly, and then this one for the lace part, and maybe the needle or not, because usually I have all my needles in my higher pouch, so, and I bring them with me everywhere I go. Okay, so this is how it looks. And as I knit, I put it in. I mean, I have project bag, not many, but I just feel like this works so well with me. And sometimes, you know, to do, you know, just throw some random things in it, like, you know, tea bags or whatever, just in case you're like, you know, happen to be at some place where you really need some herbal tea, but you don't have herbal tea bag with you. Will that ever happen? I don't know. So I just put them like that. And this is not the only bag that I made. I actually made another bag for the next sweater I like to knit. Like, not necessarily next, because I might knit something else, but I want to knit another pattern by Caitlin Hunter, which is the Birkin sweater with, you know, flower all over the yoke, because I just said I really want another yoke pattern sweater. And I put the yarn in another Ziploc bag. And last but not least, I just really want to show you something that I bought recently to kind of keep myself accountable, but not really. And that is, it's a little bit more than 1.5 yards of this canvas cloth. And it looks, I'm pretty sure it looks crazy to you. Like, you know, it looks like it has 1,000 people on there, but actually it's not. It's just 5 people, you know. It's like one guy and another guy, like they are the teacher of these little ninjas. And then it's like 1, 2, 3. And it's just a repetition of these 3 people, you know. Oh, like say for example, these 2 guys, they were the same guy. Oh my god, I just actually paid attention to this, and I am so happy that it's basically like the same 5 guys looking differently. Like this guy and this guy and this guy are the same guy. So, they are very thick, like canvas. I'm not sure what to do about it now. I feel like I'm going to probably start to sew like a project bag for myself. I don't know how to sew. I mean, I learned how to do it when I was in secondary school, but I was really bad at that. I told you, I'm really bad at like needlework and home economics. I asked my mom to do everything. I asked my mom to do everything for me, or I even pay a tailor to do things for me. Okay, so this is my favorite Japanese animation when I was a kid, and I still love them. I don't know what they're called in English or in Japanese even. Maybe Ninja Rantaro. At least that's how it sounds like in Cantonese. Yanzelu Tai Long. Woo! I'm just really happy. Like, I went in this place in Hong Kong in Sham Shui Po, and then it's like famous for having lots of like fabric in there. I walked in there, it's like a mess. I was like intimidated. It's the first time I've ever been there. And within the, you know, the first 30 seconds or 1 minute I saw it, and I bought it. It's like the last batch of it. You can't find it anymore in that market, at least. So, and that's the only thing I bought. I thought I would buy a lot of things because that's tends to be, you know, what people do when they kind of want to start another craft. Like they buy everything, but my parents were there and they weren't really patient. So, I mean, they weren't interested for some reason. So, I don't know how you can be uninterested when you're in a place where there's a lot of different fabrics, because there are always a lot of things you can do with it, even though you don't know how to sew, right? So, anyway, we left pretty quickly, and I'm going back soon. I mean, I will. But first I need to learn how to sew. Okay, so that's it. And that's it for episode 18, I believe. And, or 19. Really happy that you're joining me. And, again, apologize for sporadic uploading. I really promise I will try harder, because I always feel like I don't knit enough to actually record a video. But recently I've seen some really shorter videos. I feel like maybe shorter videos are better than completely irregular videos uploading. Tell me what you think about it. Like, do you actually want me to have a lot of things to talk about every episode? Or do you prefer, like, you know, shorter videos, like see me more frequently, even though I don't really have a lot to say? I don't know, like, please let me know what your thoughts are. And thank you for watching. and I'll see you again soon.